Coach, what can we say? Tough game.
Real tough game.
What did you see out there? What do you think happened?
Well, I think the first half we started out too slow. We started way too slow, and we dug a hole. When you dig a 16-point hole, we outplayed them in the second half. We outscored them in the second half, but by then you're trying to come from behind. And that I called a couple of times. I was trying to get us to regroup, but I just think it was kind of tough. And then when you got players that are actually both Capria and Jamila, who are kind of under the weather, it's kind of hard. You know, they gave everything they had today.
Oh, they absolutely did. It was, I'd say it was really a valiant effort by the team. You were undermanned.
Yep.
They had the numbers. They had more depth on the bench.
Right.
And you had 4 players who essentially played 40 minutes.
Yes.
Including Jamila and Capria, who are both under the weather.
Right.
Talk about what happened with Jamila after the game.
Well, I think after the game, she just basically collapsed in terms of, I mean, she was still awake and whatever, but it's just that her energy level was completely drained, and she just said she needed to lie down. So we needed to get her back to the locker room or somewhere where we could get her comfortable. And she didn't have the strength to walk really, because she really had sapped every bit of energy she had with going up and down the court. You know, when trying to get her out of the game, no, she wanted to stay in the game. She wanted so badly to win the game that she really didn't tell us exactly what was going on with her.
Yeah, her desire and intensity and determination is quite an inspiration. It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. Talk about what happened with Jocelyn during the game.
Well, I think Jocelyn's, they were obviously trying to stop her because they knew that she had a big game yesterday. And one of the things we tried to focus and tell her to do was to play her game and not get caught up in the talk. There's a lot of trash talking going on in the court that we don't hear. And I know they were saying different things to her. And she was feeding into that rather than just playing her game. So she started doing some things that are kind of out of character. She got a couple of fouls called on her that really, in my opinion, were not, fouls, but I can't tell the ref what they see. They see what they see. But, I think she thought they were tough calls because, one, she was just standing there and they bumped into her, those kind of things. So, so then she got really upset about all of that. And, we tried to keep her out as long as we could to try to get her in to give us some minutes and some points. But, she still ended up getting another foul. So she was just very, very upset because she wanted to do well and felt that she was hampered by, first of all, overreacting in some cases on her part, and then some of the calls, which ended up putting her in foul trouble.
What did Rock Valley do you think, that turned the game in their favor?
I think they pushed the ball real hard. They started out very fast, and that was what we didn't react. We wanted to start fast. We didn't start as fast as they did, and then we stood. I guess. You're sprinting up and down, and then you're out of breath, and then you stand and don't get those rebounds that you need to get. And, it's the little things, just those little things that they did. They out-hustled us, basically, in that first half. We came back second half and, hustled real hard, but like I said, you dug a hole.
Well, you got the lead down to 6.
Yes.
With about 4 minutes to go, maybe?
Right, yeah.
But just couldn't.
We couldn't get over that hump. Couldn't get over that hump when you got players that are kind of sapped for energy as it is.
And then you lose two players to foul.
Yes. Then it's really tough because then your bench, you have none.
Yeah. Talk about Capria. She had a fine game also.
She had a very good game, but again, she's another one that's under the weather. She got kind of frustrated, but one of the things about Capria, she's a leader on the court. She's talking and telling everybody what they need to do and what was open, and she sees a lot of things. So, they were all crying in the locker room. They're very disappointed. They didn't expect this ending. They wanted to win this game. At this point, our focus has to be to play for third place tomorrow.
Which is nothing to hang your head about.
It sure isn't, and that's what I'm trying to tell them. Yeah, we're disappointed. This isn't what we expected, but you can't hang your head. They played. If they had laid down and just let this team just roll all over us and beat us by 30 or 40 points, then I can see feeling real bad about it. But they stood up. you know, they stepped up, and you know, I'm proud of them. I don't think they have anything to hang their heads about.
I don't either. I'm proud of them too, and I know the college is proud of them. They you know, they played real hard.
Yeah.
They just played a very good team.
Yeah, they did.
You know,
They did. I mean, they're the #1 team for a reason. You know, they've only had 2 losses this season, or this year. So you know, and you know, it's just one of those things.
Yeah. Well, Coach, thanks for taking the time to talk with us, and I know you want to get back in there with Jamila. I really appreciate your time.
Oh, no problem. You're welcome.
Okay,
Thanks.
thanks.